Hi Taurus, and welcome to your November 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead, and I so love what I am seeing for you all. November for everyone has been a little bit dicey and a little bit like weird and shady, but I am kind of stricken. Even you guys have some darker archetypes here too. Like now that I'm looking closely, but I was just really stricken by the Sun and the Ace of Cups and the Star, and the Fool, even though it's reversed, and Four of Cups, and I really liked it. You'll have that Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, Six of Pentacles stuff, which is quite dark and shameful. But I won't make you feel too bad for that. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm trying to have humor with you all. I have a wonderful cup of tea here. I hope that you do too. We've got a lot to talk about, and I want this to be like comfortable, enjoyable, and beautiful for you to experience. So feel free to get comfortable, make some tea, and enjoy yourselves, Taurus, because you are shining beautifully through such a starkly contrasted transition, which humanity seems to be going through right now. Okay, so Taurus in the month of November. What I'm feeling intuitively before I get into these cards and archetypes, I'm feeling that you get validated this month. I'm feeling that things which are old and traumatic fade to black. I feel that they leave, as you've probably gotten quite distant from that anyway, but it's like it was tailing you for a while and now it stops. I feel that solitude is no longer hurting you. So if you're having to be alone, if you're having to be with yourself in some way, or even having to delay your plans, I feel that it begins to feel right. It begins to feel right. And I feel also that love is found in odd places this month. So for those of you who are single, it does feel like you are being very lucky in finding love, even through like solitude. So you're by yourself and you realize like, wow, this is what love means to me, or this is like how I need to find love. Like you find the answers in solitude, and then I see you like probably being quite social towards the end of November, even perhaps starting a relationship towards the end of November. We'll talk about that when we get there. But for those of you who are single, of course, I mean, I hope. But it does seem like new relationships come in for all Taurus. So if you're not single, it could be friendship relationships. It could be reigniting a relationship with a friend who you fell out with. That could happen. It is a bit past oriented, I will say, but only from the extent that it's no longer a problem. So for some of you, that could mean solving a problem or having closure. It makes it no longer a problem. If it's the right kind of closure. Some people kind of trick themselves up with closure in general. But what really happens, it feels to me, is that the past becomes a non-issue. So either you just get over things, you find someone new who like makes you happy and like you're able to release things karmically, or you like face it and like find true closure. Like that could happen for some of you. It's going to be important this month also at the intuitive level to see what people need from you. There's a sense of Taurus being a little bit taken advantage of this month, so it's not going to last longer than this month because it will be seen in this month, and it's not going to be something that really hinders or dampens like who you are as a person, but it is something that could come up. So you have that Seven of Swords, you have Seven of Cups, you have Six of Pentacles, all about give and take, all about compromise, all about what I give you and what you give me, that type of thing. And there's a bit of an awkwardness there, I will say. There's a bit of an awkwardness because when I try to seek out my words to make these messages, it comes off in a little bit of a way to me that feels like awkward to Taurus. So do think about like how you can find humor in awkward situations. It might not be you who's awkward, but I do feel like kind of strange social situations come up, but you like shine really wonderfully through it. You're like very popular through that. As I do sense you like gaining like a new brightness and popularity when it comes to your reputation and what other people think of you. You have the Star and the Sun upright in your reading, which to me says that you are shining brightly, seeing the truth of situations, supporting the truth. It feels like Taurus has a new relationship with honesty that is very commendable and like really helping you to grow karmically. That's beautiful, Taurus. Okay. Ace of Cups with that as well. It says to me that all of the energy and fuel is there for you to shine. So like, feel free to shine this month, Taurus. Feel free to, if you're like a musical person, like do the performances or do the gigs, or, if you're a creative business person, like launch the website. Like this is a month where things can be launched and have the proper support to launch and last. So wonderful, Taurus. Anything that's like you're waiting for the green light on, this would be that period of time. It's even like a type of lottery energy. So perhaps Taurus will win the lottery this month for some of you. I wouldn't go too overboard with that, but it can happen. Anyway, let's see. What else do I want to talk about before I get into the tarot reading? There is a sense of Taurus having expected more from where they're currently at. I will say that there's a sense of you kind of being where you are, and you're like, why did this end up being the way that it is? But it doesn't seem to inhibit how much you shine, and it doesn't seem to inhibit where you can go. It feels like Taurus has really good free range right now, like free reign over their territories. So it feels like if you don't like where you are, you can go somewhere else. It feels like there's a lot of flexibility and openness, but you got where you wanted to be. Now it's not what you thought it would be. So that's definitely coming up for you, but just change direction, go somewhere else. You have the Fool reversed, which says to me that you're feeling a little bit inhibited on brand new decisions because, with the Sun and the Star, it's kind of like, okay, all these things I've been working on for a long time are finally taking off. So I don't really want to start over at this point in time. But I wouldn't take that away from yourself. Taurus isn't the most wonderful multitasker, but it feels like you can shine and be bright in the way that you currently are without completely inhibiting new possibilities as well. So just try to look at things from an optimistic perspective this month. Jupiter's going into Sagittarius, which is an interesting energy for Taurus. Not the most harmonious angle for Taurus, but Taurus always sees something in Sagittarius that they like. Funnily enough, and I'll have to mention this if I ever do a sun sign video series just about the astrology signs in general, but Taurus and Sagittarius are very jealous of one another, energetically, they both kind of want what the other one has. So there could be an element of wanting something that you don't have yet this month, but it's not too strong, and only really worry about that if that's preventing you from, going out into the world. You've been single for a long time, you want to date, but you're like, I don't look good enough to date yet, I'm not going to date, so I'm going to stay by myself. Watch out for things like that. Just allow yourself to take leaps of faith this month, and you will be really surprised with how wonderful things turn out. Anyway, Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week-to-week spread, and we will see what's coming up more specifically for you. In the first week of November, you have the Sun rooted down by 7 of Swords. So you're overcoming. This is, to me, there's kind of some business to be done in the first week and the third week of November, but specifically in the first week of November, you're still feeling taken advantage by something, and this could have happened a really long time ago, or you're still worried that that person is going to come up and wreak havoc in your life. It's not going to happen, because if it did happen, you would overcome it. The Sun is above that, and it's kind of the sun is so bright, because of being so bright, that's what gives light for the thief to take from you. So be careful of who you're being bright to, okay? And that's kind of a caveat of this reading, because I'm talking about oh, great to be bright, great to launch, great to have the green light for something in your life. Be careful of being really close to people too quickly. So you're on dating websites, or you're on dating apps or something, and you see someone that you like and it's a match and it's great, and you talk for 2 days and you're like, I think that I should start sharing my bank account information with them, or I think that I should start maybe offer for them to move into my house with me or something. Watch out for taking things too quickly, too intimately. Because this brightness, this shining appeal that you're being granted in this month needs to happen at a surface level. And that's an odd thing to say. So you might not be as bright and appealing in deep connections with people, but in so for example, the CEO to his staff is wonderful, or the singer to their fans is wonderful. Relationship dynamics like that, where it's not a really intimate connection, but it's sort of a business-based relationship, you give, we take, we give, you perform type of thing, not okay, we're both in this to really make our lives something and it's only 2 of us or whatever. As I do feel you're also being a little bit eccentric here as well, and you could see that some of your eccentricities are your downfall in the first week of November, which is an odd thing. So you've thought, okay, I kind of want to be polyamorous in this relationship that's been monogamous for 2 years, and now that we've tried that, the relationship is gone and there's nothing left, and you see that things have to separate. You could see that odd desires that you've had come back to bite you. So try to keep true to your own values and think yeah, I never really needed that. That was kind of just a boredom thing, not really a need, and sort of a follow through on that. Okay, I can keep things safe. It's important to shine safely this month, Taurus. You don't have to go up in flames. And this is sort of a Jupiter and Sag thing for you too, because Sages can be kind of wild and spontaneous and crazy. And maybe you have a Sag friend who had like an open relationship that worked or something, like quote unquote worked. And you're like, yeah, I could do that. And then you try it and you end up like getting really attached and it becomes like this really difficult thing to work with. I could see that type of thing happening to Taurus. Again, general reading, not gonna like work for all of you. But just first week of November, anything that's too eccentric or too intimately eccentric, that's the keyword, intimately eccentric, is dangerous territory. So keep yourself like I want to say like noble, or there's like a good word for it, but it's escaping me right now. It'll come up later. Week number 2 in November, you have Ace of Cups rooted down by the star. What beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous energy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing bad about that whatsoever. The star says that we need more water. We need more like water energy. We need more vitality, more fuel in our lives, more chemicals in our body to keep ourselves like reactive. And the Ace of Cups provides that perfectly. It's like an injection of fuel, an injection of energy, an injection of love energy, and the ability to be full, the ability to receive fullness. That is like two of the best harmonious archetypes mixing together there. So what are you doing in the second week of November? That's a time to maybe play the lottery, or a time to ask that person out on a date that you've like really liked for a long time, but you're just like, no, they'll never like be with me. Or it's a good time to, pay the coffee forward in line, whatever. Like these like small acts of kindness really elevate you here. And also like things that you've needed for a long time, like needed, not just like wanted, it could be wanted, but it's like things that you've needed that aren't just like sudden. Will have wonderful luck there. So if you need to pose a question, or if you need to know like what the status of a relationship is, like I sense really wonderful dialogues. For those of you who are in relationships, I sense that things are resolved. Like if you have an issue that's been an issue for a while, you can resolve it in the second week by speaking lovingly and by not giving people ultimatums, by not giving questions at the wrong time when people aren't feeling well, but by being really sensitive and understanding of the other situation, you can create dialogues that communicate your truth and help you come to a resolution that is mutually beneficial. So try to think of solving problems in that type of way during that week, and you will have wonderful success. Week number 3, you have the High Priestess rooted down by 7 of Cups reversed. So, again, there's business to be done during that week. There's like something that has to be ticked off, and it's kind of relating to just how you feel as a person. For a lot of you, it deals with your religion or your spirituality or your connection to something deeper than yourself. The High Priestess comes up to remind us that we can't deny our spirituality right here. Maybe now isn't the time to go against our morals or to follow through on something that is like scantily clad, because 7 of Cups reversed to me feels like reaching. It's like reaching towards something that is scantily clad, or it's like, wow, like that person's really rich and really wealthy and they like asked me out on a date, but I'm in a relationship right now, but they're not wealthy. But I think that maybe I could like help both of us by trying this. Like I see like, watch out for things that feel like you're almost doing an honorable thing by being bad or by being mean to someone or taking advantage. Not saying that you guys would do that, but really thoroughly look at situations, because there could be something unfolding in your life that you've not even become cognizant yet of being something quite distasteful. Okay? And I'm just going to put it like that for y'all. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This could be being done to you as well, of course. Like it can always go two ways. I don't feel you to be purposefully trying to take advantage of people or purposefully being rude or mean. Not at all, because you're shining beautifully. You're really healthy. And if you were like being consciously bad to others, you would not be so healthy energetically. But things can go awry in weird ways during the 3rd week. So just keep your moral compass readily available, and understanding what's right for you. Because if things fall through, or if you see like an opportunity come through, it could be a test, will you sacrifice your morals to take this? And then like you do it and it doesn't even allow you to anyway. So yeah, that type of thing can happen. So keep your morals close, keep your dreams and ideals close, and find a deep-rooted sense of your own spirituality, your own self, that understands that you're infallible in your own way, none of us are infallible as humans, but we have ourselves to come back to always. So remember that. Don't be too unselfish during that period of time. Don't be too concerned with the collective or others and not yourself, because you will have a tendency to find yourself like in an odd tie with people. Fourth week, you have Six of Pentacles rooted down by the Fool reversed. Don't cut yourself off at the knees here. Even if you see that you've kind of like found yourself in a situation that isn't so great, just leave it. Just start a new situation. Only if it's just like generated. Like, I'm not saying like leave your family to which you owe something, or leave like a relationship which has been great for you for a long time just because you feel like it. If you feel like leaving something, it's important to sit with that and think like, okay, do I need to pursue this? But anything that suddenly came up from like the third week, for instance, that was a problem, don't be afraid to walk away from something that's not been too invested in, okay? Because you'll see in the future that that was a mistake to keep contributing to if you're too connected to something like new that like promises everything but really gives not much. So what's being given to you in the fourth week? What are you giving others? What debts need to be paid? That's an important one. It might not even be financial. It could be like, okay, this person helped me during this time and now they're in a place of need, but like I'm too busy like doing floral arrangements or something to like deal with them like when they really need me, and I'm like that's like important enough for me to like turn them down. So think about what you can do for others. If you are free or if you have time to do that, think about how you can tie things together. Think about how you can group things in your life. There's a sense of like hierarchy and grouping with the Six of Pentacles, and with the Fool reverse sort of being like a lack of action. It could be important to think about like what rank people have in your life. What does this person being in the relationship with you in this way give to them, and what does that entail for you? It's a little bit boring. Like, that energy is a little bit boring. So look at the boring in the fourth week, Taurus. Look at what's not feeling right and think like, okay, do I need to change this? It's not so bad for you to follow through on impulse, actually, as long as it's not being really hurtful to other people. Your central theme is the Four of Cups. So, you might feel a little bit delayed. There could be a little bit of a delay. And I'm surprised that you feel that way. Why? Because you've like really made a lot of progress. So you've like really made headway in some way, yet you feel delayed by that and you feel like you've not gotten far. Really take some time in November to honor your journey and to honor how far you've come, because it's more than you're giving yourself credit for. Take some time to sit, take some time to relax, and think like, okay, is it time to make a move? Is it time to make a change? Four of Cups can sort of be like pondering, like, is this right? Like, I'm kind of longing to be elsewhere. So if you're longing to be elsewhere, Taurus, maybe it's time, like, maybe after the Mercury retrograde on passing on December 6th, maybe it's time to, during that period of time, like make a change or move or strategize for that now. But anyway, really wonderful, beautiful, shining energy coming in for Taurus. I am wishing you all much love, much support, and much beauty and love and connection, love and devotion. Ace of Cups, the star, beautiful. Do not be overwhelmed by things which kind of go slightly awry, because they help you to ascend anyway. So don't get too like connected into small things or small, in sort of like indulgent anger. Because yeah, you're going the right direction one way or another right now. So feel validated in that. As I said in the beginning of the reading, this is a month of validation for you. So feel validated in the fact that you know what to do and you know what direction to go and you know what changes to make. Anyway, Taurus, if this reading was wonderful for you, I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, or if you would share this video with someone who you feel would benefit from hearing it. Your likes and comments mean the world to me and are very helpful in my channel performing. So again, much love and light to you as you step onto your spiritual journey this month. We will be talking again in December, but I may have some more videos coming out. So again, hit that subscribe button so you can see what comes up and notifications. I love my notification squad. Let me know in the comments below if you're a notification squad, and be so in the future, and I will like respond to you or something. Okay, Taurus, much love and light. We will be talking soon. Bye.